Hello everyone, this video here is looking at There She Goes, which you might have started working on this week or last week. But this video we're just looking at the introduction section and then the first sort of half, maybe 3/4, looking at the groove and the wee fill that comes in. So the very first thing we see, we've got the X's, which are in the snare drum part of your music. So as we discussed in the lesson, that's going to be your rim. Have you ever seen X where it should be a drum and it should normally be a circle, but there's an X there? It means we're hitting the rim and not the actual drum itself. Okay, so we've got the rim and then a rest, a rim, then a rest, then 3 rims on their own, and then full snare and hi-hat for 3. Okay, I'll play that for you. So we've got rest, rest, 1, 2, 3. Okay, so that's your first part. Very, very easy. Then we're into your groove. So if we take the hi-hat out of the groove, you've got bass, snare, snare, bass, snare, like this. Easy stuff. Okay, now we add the hi-hat in and it's playing on every single one of those and a couple in between, like this. Now the very first time that happens, there is a crash on the first bass drum. Now if you are missing that out at the moment, that's fine and going straight to your hi-hat. Okay, if you're doing the crash, here's what that would sound like. Okay, so we are going to play that groove 7 times in total. The crash on the first one and then following 6 after that, no crash. Okay, but 7 times through the groove, and then we've got a fill where we've got a rest at the beginning and then 7 strokes. So we'll count that as like 8 strokes, but we start at number 2. So rest on number 1 and we play 2 through to 8. So it would be rest, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so you do that coming off a groove and it would go rest. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to play from the beginning, from that rim part, right up into that first fill, and I'll stop and explain what happens after that. Okay, so you've got rest, rest, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, rest. Okay, now I think counting that in my head, I think there's maybe 8 instead of 7, but anyway, it's the same groove over and over and over again, so you shouldn't have to change it. Now after that, you'll notice it goes back and repeats the groove into the fill again. So the same 7 times or 8 times, can't quite remember, but the same thing over and over again, and you get that pattern in total 3 times in a row. So after you've done the rim and then the rim part at the beginning, once you come in for the groove and do that groove into the fill, you are going to do that same groove and fill 3 times in a row. So whether it's 8 and then the fill or 7 and the fill, whatever it is, you'll repeat that another 2 times. So 3 times through that in total. I'm not going to play that for you just now because it would take forever. But you essentially, yeah, that's what we're doing, and that's where you'll stop. And then we are on to a next section, which we'll cover in your next lesson. So one last time, I'm going to play the first chunk. I'm not going to do the 2 repetitions of it after that, okay? So we've got rest, rest, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then it does that exact same part again another 2 times. Okie dokie. So hopefully this has helped whether you're practicing at home. Again, if you have any issues, watch the video through a few times. It makes sense if you watch it and have the music up as well. So if you have 2 devices, do that. It would help. But practice this at home. If you don't have a kit, you can use your drum pad and the sofa or something like that. Don't be hitting things that you're not supposed to hit. But anyway, hope that helps, and I will see you in your next lesson. Thank you.